This is John Cola with GrowingYourGreens.com. I have another exciting episode for you. One of the questions I get the most is, hey John, what did you treat your wood with, and I use cedar and redwood to prevent the rot? And, that's something that's natural, that's not going to, possibly cause problems with the soil or actually leaching into the soil, then you eating the plants grown in there, and then you're consuming that stuff. So for that reason, I don't necessarily recommend standard paints or even standard wood stains that are used for decks, because that stuff can actually be toxic, can contain some things that you wouldn't want to eat, and when you're growing your plants in it, you may end up also consuming it. So at the time I did a lot of research. I used a soy-based stain, and I don't think the stuff I used is available anymore. And it did work well at the time, and it appears to still be working all right, although it wasn't effective at preventing mold from growing, but it has seemed to prevent the wood from deteriorating or rotting. So if I had to do it over, I might use a different product. But since that time, I've learned about another product that I'm going to share with you guys today that I did have in a past episode that I learned about the National Hardware and Garden Show. And what that stuff is, this is this stuff right here. It's called the Eco Wood Treatment. It comes in two sizes. They have a small and a large. The small size here is will cover 1 gallon and is about 150 square feet. And this is about 5 gallons worth, and it covers approximately 750 square feet. And you might be thinking, hey John, how's that a gallon in there? How's that 5 gallons in there? Well, it's very simple. These are actually concentrates. So inside the package here, what you're gonna find is a little package of stuff. And basically, from what I was told, these are just basically powdered up minerals. And this is a family formula that's been used for over 60 years to protect wood on docks. And they got some harsh environments on docks. Literally the wood on docks is getting wet all the time. So in a raised bed situation, shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, these are just minerals in some formulation. They wouldn't disclose the actual ingredients when I talked to them there, but I feel that they're fairly safe. They're just some powdered up stuff. So how you use this stuff is actually you use this and actually dilute it with water yourself. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna actually use two of these smaller sizes here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix it into pre-measured 2 gallons of water. So there's one packet that's for 1 gallon, and then we're gonna go ahead and use another small packet for a total of 2 gallons. And they have nice reusable bags, so you could reuse these bags to store your seeds in. All right, so that's dropped in there. Next, we need to stir it up. So I got a handy dandy piece of branch here. All right, we're brewing up the witch's brew. Actually, the Eco Wood Treatment today on the Growing Your Greens show. All right, we're getting some vortex action here. Who needs a blender when I got an arm? All right, man. I think that looks pretty cool. Now, this stuff does look like a kind of like dirty yellow brown, kind of like pea color after you've eaten some strawberries maybe. But it looks like it's nice and stirred up. Now, there's a few ways you can apply the Eco Wood Treatment. They say you can actually just use the paintbrush and, paint it on, which is probably not the most effective way. The next way they recommend is actually you could use some kind of sprayer, whether it's a backpack sprayer. And yeah, this is the standard sprayer you'd spray your compost tea on your leaves. And so you just use a standard sprayer to spray it on the wood being treated. Or the best way that I'm gonna do it today is do the soak method. Now, the soak method is especially important when you're gonna use it in raised beds, because you want this protectant to seal and coat every different possible surface. Because guess what? The place you miss brushing or spraying on, whether it's the front side, the back side, the cracks or the crevices, that's where the rot may occur. Now, this product is said to make your wood fungus and mold resistant and also protect your wood. One of these side benefits or maybe negative things depending on your views is that this will turn your wood a grayish color. So that's like that nice grayish weathered look if you want it. And if you don't want that look, then you might want to look for another product that, is going to be different than this one. So I don't have any raised beds that I'm going to be treating today. The raised beds behind me are actually made out of a plastic that I'm using here. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to treat a planter. So whether you're going to grow in a little planter you made yourself or whether you're going to treat your raised beds, you should definitely use this product. Now, the planter I'm going to treat today is a special planter. It's not any planter. The one area of a planter that will basically rot out the first, always the bottom. Right there. Now, why is the bottom always going to rot out first? Because guess what? When you water, the water goes to the bottom and not necessarily collects on the sides too much, and it rots the bottom of your pots out. This pot is a special pot. This is from Susquehanna Garden Concepts at gardenconcepts.com, made in the USA, made out of cedar wood here, and the bottom is plastic. So this is a very intelligent design. They also have some waist-height raised bed kits, which are really cool, and other sizes available. I think actually even some of these guys might be available on Amazon.com. So, and the plastic is manufactured from 100% recycled materials. So definitely really cool. And while the plastic won't rot, the wood, although this is cedar, may still rot. So that's why we're going to treat it today. So whether you're treating your containers made out of wood, whether you're treating pine, cedar, or redwood, it's always best to treat your wood because it'll delay the amount of time it takes before it does rot. I mean, everything will rot over time, but this can help prevent that. So I guess next, because we got this mixture here, we're just going to go ahead and pour this into our cement mixing tub. And this is going to work pretty good because we are, and look at that color on it, man. It's a nice yellow, kind of dark pea color, actually. So those are all the minerals in there, changing the color of the water. And then, once again, I said you could, paint or spray it on. But in this case, because this is a small container, we're just going to literally, put it in here like this. Check it out. The bottom is totally submerged. And, we're going to, count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, that's my voice changing because I'm going through puberty. And then we're just going to rotate it a little bit. And we're going to let this seep into this section. Then we're going to count to 10 again, and we're going to continue to rotate this. And guess what? As we continue to rotate it around, the wood treatment will soak into each and every panel, get between all those joints and everything, and really protect this wood. Now, once you're done treating it, you're going to take this out, and, the color of this will change. It's a nice cedar-looking wood. It's going to turn into that grayish look, but don't be concerned. Your wood is now protected in a toxic method using minerals. So, one of the things I always look at before buying any product or before showing it to you guys is I, check the reviews, especially if I don't have any experience with this product. I mean, this is the first time using this eco wood treatment, and I don't really know about it, so I had to take it at face value when the owner actually talked to me about this stuff, and I gave him like 20 questions. I think I was at least standing in his booth for like half hour, 45 minutes, just nailing them with all kinds of questions, because these are the things that I know you guys might ask me, and I nailed them enough so that, I'm definitely fairly convinced that this is a fairly non-toxic product. Plus, also check the reviews before you buy anything. I mean, the internet's a wealth of information, and, the reviews for the most part, actually, except a few, which may have been staged, are all good on this product. So I think that's definitely makes a high confidence with this. Another thing is that this one is made in Canada, up in BC. Yo, what's up, all BCers up there, British Columbia? I think BC's great. Of all the places I've been in Canada, I like BC the most so far. No offense to you Saskatchewans there. But this is the Eco Wood Treatment. You could learn more at their website, ecowoodtreatment.com. You probably can't order it from them off their website. But the other thing that's really cool is that this is also available on other online major retailers, such as Home Depot. So yes, this is also very available and also very easy to ship because you're not shipping liquids. Just make sure you mix it up really good. Wow, I can smell the cedar wood here. It's just soaking up this water. So, if you do want to do your raised bed boards, which can be rather long, what I would make is some kind of jig. So I would make, basically using some wood or some scraps, I'd make like a little, I get some plastic sheeting and make a little trough and, make 2 edges or 4 edges and make like a long raised bed that you're going to basically put in the plastic sheeting so that you can dunk in long pieces of wood into this. So basically you're making like a little aquarium. And that way you'll be able to soak your wood so that you'll be the best protected to protect your wood against rot, mold, and funguses. So, I don't know, looks like it's working pretty good, and only time will tell how the Eco Wood treatment works for me. At this time, I'm currently recommending it because, it's seems like it's a non-toxic product. It's met my rigorous questioning of the owner, and the reviews online say it's great. So stay tuned for future episodes where I show you guys how this is looking, how it's working, and any future information that I may have on this product. If you have used the Eco Wood treatment, hey, post down below, or share your experiences down below with the Eco Wood treatment if you do decide to use it. So once again, my show is about giving you guys options so you can grow food in a non-toxic environment. Now, my application for this is for gardening, because gardening, you got the soil coming in with it and the water coming in contact with the wood. But this is also used to spray on, wood houses, to protect the outside, on docks, on decks. I mean, all this stuff has infinite number of uses to protect your virgin untreated wood. It's been actually several days since I filmed that episode to show you guys how to use the Eco Wood treatment, and now I want to show you the results. This is a standard British Columbia red cedar wood. Once again, this is the Susquehanna Garden Concepts container. Once again, this one actually has the plastic bottom, and we did not treat this one to show you guys the difference. Now you guys can see the difference in the treated and untreated. Here's the treated, here's the untreated. The treated actually kind of has like a grayish brown tinge actually. Oh, and there's a moth. And actually I like this a lot actually. I think it looks really cool, and as long as it works like it says it does and it protects the wood from the inside out, because once again we did dunk this in there, I think this is an excellent way to preserve your wood until I find something else that's more natural. And hopefully, I'm going to try all this and see if my wood rots or not. So far, so good, but it hasn't even been that long. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. To buy this Eco Wood treatment, it is available at places like HomeDepot.com, and post below the video to let me know if you try it and what you think of it. So hopefully you guys enjoy this episode, learning more about a natural wood treatment to preserve the wood you use in your garden that's not going to affect or put chemicals into your food. Once again, my name is John Kohler with GrowInYourGreens.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep on growing.